Located in beautiful west central Louisiana is the United States Army Garrison Fort Polk, the home of heroes and the premier Joint Training Facility, JRTC. Fort Polk's mission is to provide installation support for power projection, combat readiness, and mission execution for all tenant units as well as JRTC rotational units. The post was established in 1941 as Camp Polk and was used to train thousands of soldiers for combat during World War II. Their mission, to provide realistic, relevant, and rigorous training to deploying units, still exists today. The 1st of 509th is a key component of this training.
My name is Olivia Ward. I have 2 children with my husband, Travis Ward. He is in the U.S. Army with the 1st of 509th. He is an 11 Bravo infantryman, and he helps with JRTC training other troops before they deploy.
My name is Sergeant Ward, Travis Ward. I'm a squad leader, infantryman, 1st of 509th, Fort Polk, JRTC.
This is my husband's second duty station. His first was at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. He was with the 1st of 506 there, and he deployed twice with them.
So it's a lot different. I'm a squad leader now. I was not a squad leader in my old unit, so I have a lot more responsibility here in one sense. In the other, at my old unit, we were a deployable unit, heavily deployable, and we deployed every other year. So it was a little more serious. Everybody knew that at the end of our training cycle what we were going to do, what we were training for, and that was to go down and put rounds down range as an infantryman, so it was more serious. In my old duty station, everybody took the job a little more seriously, but I don't want to take away, it's still important here. We need to give the best fight that we can to the training units that come down, but it's just less serious in the aspect of, we know every time we go out to fight, we're shooting blanks with lasers, and we're coming home, when it's all said and done. So, we fight to win, but our lives are on the line. So.
Currently, my husband is away usually about 3 weeks out of every month, 10 months out of the year.
Rotations are pretty heavy down here. There's only 2 places in the continental U.S. that conduct this type of training. It's here in NTC in California. So you have to think the Army as a whole, all of the units that are going to deploy have to come to one of these 2 places to train. So typically we're on rotation 10 months out of the year for 2 to 3 weeks out of every month. So we're gone quite a bit. Don't have a lot of downtime, and the small amount of downtime that we have, we need to catch up on our admin work and our regular Army unit stuff that we don't get to do when we're on rotation. So it's very busy.
If I could give any advice to other spouses whose husband is in the 1st of 509th, be prepared for anything. Life changes at the drop of a dime. Your husband's work schedules are very chaotic, so just try to go with the flow and make the most of it when they're home.
Be supportive, be understanding, because the soldiers will come home with a certain experience that they've had the last 2 or 3 weeks or whatever, and I don't want to say their expectations have changed based on what they think should be going on when they get home, but you guys a lot of the times won't be on the same frequency. So just to, expect things to be a little bit different, a little bit challenging. Have an open mind and do the best that you can to make it work. Don't let the issue here of the separation and everything you have to deal with overcome your relationship. Work together and overcome the issue.
When they're gone for deployments, and with the unit that deploys often, you do see them for short periods of time, and they're gone for long extended periods of time. And usually you only have to deal with reintegration just a few months after they get back from deployment. But here, because they're gone with their guys in the field for 3 weeks out of every month, it's like every month they have to reintegrate back to the family and get with the flow, find their own pace, and you have to find their own place, help them find it.
I think I'd have to say the experience. Some of the rotations have been a lot of fun in that we can just go ham in any given situation and do whatever we want to do or whatever we think we can do within the rules of JRTC to win the fight. And you can't do that as a rotational training unit. You have to abide by the, escalation of force and worry about civilian casualties on the battlefield and stuff like that, whereas we just go out there and literally do anything we can to win the fight. And it's been a lot of fun. You get to experience a lot of cool things. I've hung out of a moving truck with a fully automatic weapon and just mowed people down with blanks. And you can't do that anywhere else in the world, I would say. Maybe paintballing or something like that. But or if you're inner city Chicago and you're a gangbanger, you probably get to do that all the time. But I don't have murder on my consciousness, so it's cool.
My favorite part of this assignment is a small community. It's bittersweet. It makes our area really secluded, but everyone here is really dealing with the same kind of thing, and we team up, band together to work it out.
It's rewarding. There's a lot of camaraderie, or that's what they like to say. I like to say you suffer a lot with individuals on a day-to-day basis, and through said suffering you become very, very close. So you meet a lot of cool people that you wouldn't necessarily elsewhere. And I mean, this is kind of, you kind of get that everywhere in the Army, but it's definitely unique here, and you get to build a bond that's pretty sacred. So. If I had to give advice to an incoming soldier, to the 509th, I would say I would say buckle down, learn as much as you can from your leadership and from your peers that have been there for a while. If you're married, prepare the family. It's a very hectic schedule, and just try to get as much out of it as you can. I mean, it's a very unique place. You're not going to get the training or the experience that you get here anywhere else. So there's a lot to be learned, and it is kind of cool to see the battle from the other side. You get a completely different perspective that if you do go on to a regular unit, later on in your career, it'll benefit it for sure, because you've been on the other side. You can kind of expect what might be coming. So just get ready and learn as much as you can while you're here. Compromise. I don't know the meaning of the word.
When I usually don't do a lot of the laundry of his, and when he gets home late but he still has to be at work really early, I'll try to take care of his PT uniforms and his ACUs and his OG uniforms, just so it's one less thing on his bucket list. It's probably the only thing I can help him with, so I try to do that.
I've been here almost 3 years. It's been a long road. There's been some pretty tough times, been some pretty easy times. And if I had to be honest with myself, I don't think we really knew the best way to go about it at the start. And just through trial and error, we kind of found what works for us. And I think we both made huge strides in kind of being there for each other and making the best out of the situation. So it was kind of, I can't really narrow that down into one specific thing, like how we've compromised. It's just through everything we've done and all the experience, we've adapted and overcome.